we've made one drawer up just as like a mock-up to make sure we knew what we were doing and that everything fit, and that it worked in our space in the bus, and it does. And so now we're going to basically take this and assembly line it for the other 5 drawers. But we're basically just using 1/2 inch of the same pre-finished birch plywood, but in 1/2 inch. And it's really simple, just the front and the back are pocket holed into the side pieces. And the bottom, we cut in a slot into all of our side pieces, and then the bottom slides in. Show you. So, and it's inset a 1/2 inch, and we're going to be using bottom mount drawer slides. So we've already installed the little latching pieces for the drawer slides, and then in the back, you have to just notch out for the drawer slides to come out, and then there's these little holes that you have to drill for these little like locking tabs on the back of the drawer slides. And that's it. So for right now, this is just screwed all together, but we're gonna actually take it back apart now that we know it works, and we'll go ahead and throw some glue in those slots as well before we screw it back all in together. And we're gonna finish off all the edges with some pre-finished birch edge banding. So I think that's it. We're gonna get started on just assembly line cutting all of our pieces. Okay, so we got all of the pieces and parts cut for the drawers, and the last step before we can actually start assembling everything is to put on the edge banding. So we're using pre-finished birch plywood, and if we don't put the edge banding on, then what's going to be at the tops of the drawers is just the ply. And so we're just trying to make them a little more finished and look a little bit more like a solid piece of wood. So we bought some pre-finished birch edge banding, matches perfectly, and we watched some videos on some tips and tricks of how to put on the edge banding so you get a nice finish. And so we came inside to do this because anytime we can be inside, even just for like a 10-minute project, we're coming inside, because right now it's about 107 outside at about 45% humidity. And so we're coming inside for this project. So we're gonna grab all of our drawer sides and start edge banding all the top edges of them in here in our air-conditioned house. Okay, so after we got all the edge banding done, we're ready to go ahead and start assembling. This is, we have this flipped up on its side. This is the bottom. This is the back. We've already assembled some of the other drawers. We wanted to just kind of get our method down. And it took us a couple attempts to get down the way it worked well for us. You saw us we made all of these dado cuts so that our this bottom board just slides into all these tracks here, the slots. But we made them like so perfectly like tight fit that it's just like we can't really just slide the bottom board in. Like we thought, oh, we could just build 3 sides, slide the bottom piece in, then attach the back. But it's like so perfect because that's the way like we learned how to do everything on YouTube. And the really awesome woodworker guy that we watched showed us how to like size our dado perfectly correct so that our thing was like tight. And so that's how we did it. And we're just not, I mean, it is perfectly tight and it's gonna make our drawer really strong, but it just means like we can't just slide our board in. So we're kind of just going piece by piece, putting it all together and then going back in and screwing all the pocket screws in. So hopefully that makes sense. We're gonna get started putting this all together. All right, so now we bought these corner brackets or corner clamps, and that's one thing we've learned is that pretty much you can just never have enough clamps or all the different kinds of clamps. Like you just need a lot of clamps when you're building buses or anything. So we got these, we got these corner clamps, which are kind of nice. And so that'll help us just get everything nice and flush, both kind of top to bottom and side to side. And then we can go ahead and get the pocket screws in. Dom, you want to come around and kind of see from this side? So, there we go. One of our 6 drawers, and you can see, Dom, if you want to like kind of come in here, you can see like the edge banding looks really nice on the top. It makes it just look a lot more nice and finished. And so all that's left for the boxes is to install the brackets for the drawer slides. So we're gonna flip this over and let me grab them. So these are the little brackets for the undermount drawer slides. And that's why the bottom of the drawer is inset 1/2 inch, and that's to accommodate these drawer slides and these brackets. So we're just gonna get some screws and screw these on in. And then our boxes will be ready to install after we get the actual slides installed in our cabinet. These will be ready to go in. There we go. So it's all done, and tomorrow morning we will go install the slides in our cabinet in the bus, and then we'll put these in it.
All right, so we're working in the closet or the wardrobe. Anyway, yesterday we put in all the slides for the drawers that we made. And we're using these undermount slides, and they actually go up underneath. So when you look at the drawer from the side, you don't see any of the hardware, you don't see anything sticking out. So we thought they'd give us more room, but then we did some calculations and it's probably about the same. So anyway, we didn't record much because it's pretty tight in here, and trying to get to the back of these while kind of sticking your head in the frame and with your arm in, and then Michelle was like trying to hold it or trying to drill, so she's like literally sitting on top of me trying to like get stuff. So it was quite a feat to get these, you know, all the way in here and to get them lined up and straight. And so anyway, it was a bit of fiddling with it, but we got them in. These particular slides for face frame installation. It says you can go ahead and use the face frame to put the screw in, but we really didn't feel like that was strong enough, especially with these. And so what we did is we made some braces that go all the way up and down, so it makes kind of like a pseudo box. And then this is super strong, so that's, you know, that's, and we did one in the front, and then in the middle we have this middle support. And so we just shimmed, you know, we planed down some shims so that they were the exact measurement, and then use those to screw into. So we think this is quite a bit stronger, and still sort of accomplishes the end of securing everything up. So anyway, they went in relatively smoothly. It was difficult to get them in, just like I said, because trying to work through these slats and trying to get your arm in, and having both of us, you know, one of us trying to hold it and one of us trying to screw in the back, that part was hard. So, but we got it. So we're gonna put these in. These slots go in the back, and these little guys up here catch the front of this, and so they go in relatively easily. So we just kind of find the slot, just like that, and then we just push them in until we hear a click. So we just push them in there. So they've clicked, and now they're on there. So they are soft close, so it will soft close. They're all like that. And the drawer, the slides themselves were relatively cheap. We got them from Home Depot, but we had to order them. It was kind of an online thing. And we were surprised that there wasn't any damage because of the way they shipped. So we'll put a picture, but it was basically like half a box with like some cellophane on the end, like some plastic. So, but we checked them all pretty closely, and none of them were tweaked or damaged in any way. So we're like, okay, I guess they're okay. So they did work out great though, and like I said, they're really smooth. So they don't have anything in them. I think they're rated for 85 pounds. So they're, you know, they're pretty sturdy. And they're, like I said, they're really smooth. So we're pretty happy with them. So that's the drawers. We're going to go ahead and put them all in, and then we'll show you kind of them with all the stuff filled in. And of course we're going to have to make face frames for them, or I'm sorry, faces for them, and then make the cabinets here. So we'll go ahead and slide these all in and show you what that looks like.